Hey guys, I'm Only Human and welcome back to another week in my life. I haven't even started editing the first video. I've just been way too busy with uni itself, so pretty much the plan is I'm gonna find a spot, get straight into my ICT 201 lecture, the project management one, then probably do some more coding for 283. I've pretty much fixed that program that I was working on. Or at least, I wouldn't say fixed, but I'll explain it later. And then I'll have lunch, and then I've got the 283 lecture at 4:30 today. So yeah, a little bit of a busy day, but let's do it.
Wavy gang, yeah, started off locally. I swear nobody was fucking with me. I turn my pain into money. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I try to help everybody, but tell me who the fuck gon' help me? Ain't nobody ever helped me. Everyone that I love failed me. I know they gon' say they love you, but they don't. I swear I done seen this way before, like way too many times. I gave my love and I might never again do this in my lifetime.
Alright, grab my food from my car. Now just heading to heat it up. So pretty much in that lecture we covered project integration management. We went through all the different parts of a PMBOK approach. Still don't know what that is, but there's like initiation where you like identify whether the project is going to be good or not, planning, execution, closing, stuff like that. Discussed what a project charter was, which is basically like a short document that outlines a bunch of points about the project that you kind of put towards all the stakeholders and stuff like that. Yeah, we covered different kind of like analysis techniques or whatever when it comes to project, like SWOT analysis, payback analysis. There's only two I can remember off the top of my head. But you know, SWOT kind of like identifying strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And then payback is like the amount of time and money it'll cost to break even before you start making a profit. Yeah, so that was pretty much the general gist of this lecture, so I'm gonna eat now. Just got myself an iced latte. I was heading to the new building to try and get some study in, but it seems like they're doing like some sort of evacuation testing. As you can see, kind of. Focus, there we go. Yeah, so I might have to find somewhere else. So it seems like everyone's clearing back in. Well, not so much clearing, but heading back in. Instead of just trying to fight my way to a study space, because you know everyone that was standing out there, you know, was already occupying some room. So I thought it's not worth trying to get a study space. So I set myself up on here again. Pretty much the plan is to finish up that 283 lab. I can talk you through what I did, stuff like that.
Head up security.
Alright. So pretty much when I started...
Until we can rectify this problem with the fire alarm, you can't be nowhere near this building.
I'm not supposed to be... Oops. I guess we are allowed here now. That was a bit of a roller coaster. Because now everyone's heading back in. I'm so confused. So it turns out that fire alarm was not a drill. It was a fault. And they were trying to figure out the issue. But there was a lack of communication between security and I guess the people fixing it. Seems all good now.
I know they gon' say they love you, but they don't. I swear I didn't seen this way before, like way too many times. I gave my love and I might never again do this in my lifetime.
I was in the middle of explaining my entire program, what I did, and all that. And then I realized that it wasn't recording. And then as I went to fix the issue, I heard the alarm again. And I was like, I'm not taking the risk. I'm leaving. So I'll go try and find another spot where I can explain it. Alright, so basically I headed to the IT lounge on a whim, and it turns out no one's in here. So that's sick. So basically I spent my time trying to work out why I did things certain ways, why it works and stuff like that, and then how I can improve on it. Because how I did it before, the currencies were hard-coded, so when I was like doing the change calculations and stuff like that, I was kind of repeating the same thing in the one function to work for all currencies. But what I've now done is I've changed up the people struct to store a currency struct and the just the currency struct, right? Which will store the name and the denominations, which is the approach I was thinking about taking when I was doing it from scratch. So pretty much using a config file, I read that in, and then that'll create structs of each type of currency, or an array of structs for each currency, and that will be stored somewhere, in the array of structs. And then what will happen is when I read the data file, the name of the currency gets stored into the name variable of the currency struct that's stored in the person. And then I will have another function that checks that currency, and once it finds a match, it will copy in the denominations. So it's like that currency is stored in person, or refers to that person as such, if that makes sense. So pretty much, yeah, I have two structs now, one for currencies, one for people. People has a currency struct in it. So pretty much I allocate a max amount of memory. The assignment says up to 10 people. So I've created a max size of 10. And then for the currencies, because this wasn't really specified on how to do in the assignment, it doesn't specify how to store the currencies or anything. I've allocated a max of 180 spaces, a max number of 180 currencies. Technically, I could have done it to 3, because that's how many the assignment wants. But because we're not doing it for the assignment, I've stretched it to 180, which is the currently active number of currencies in the world. just so if this tutor that I have wants to test, there's enough memory allocated to add whatever currencies he wants. And then I have a little section that reallocates the memory to the number of currencies there are. So if you don't add 180 currencies, there's no point taking up that space. So it reallocates based on how many currencies were actually entered. And same with people. So if you don't enter 10 people, I have a little bit that reallocates that memory. Then I have a function that combines the duplicates. I have the check currency function to make sure each person has the right denominations. I have a little bit, which I'm debating whether I make a function or not, but for everyone in the array, it pretty much sets all their change to 0. So when I use the increment operator, it will increment correctly and not cause an error, because technically I haven't initialized that variable at all. I've just declared it. So yeah, that's initializing it all to 0 for everyone. Then it calculates the change, which now only needs a person and number of people as inputs for the function, instead of having to have every currency inputted as well. And same with name search. So that's all a lot cleaner now. And then it opens a CSV file, writes to the CSV file, and closes it, and that's the end of the program. So yeah, I think it's a lot cleaner now and adheres a bit more to the single responsibility principle and increases code reusability. So now I'm pretty much just going through seeing if I can make it even more single responsibility for each of those functions, because at the moment it's kind of limited in terms of reusability, because it actually has it for an array, sort of like each function kind of works it out for everyone in the array. So what I'm thinking about is have it work out for one person, and then in main have it do it for everyone in the array, sort of thing. So have a for loop for everyone in main, and then just put that function in the for loop so it does it that many times for everyone. Yeah, and then I just got to add comments and stuff like that, more meaningful ones, which I'm still really bad with. I don't know how I am supposed to write comments. And then finally, I think a structure chart. And then there was one other thing he wanted submitted, but I'm going to have to read the lab, and that should hopefully have the information. So I'm going to get to work on that now, and I will catch up with you guys maybe after the lecture. I don't know. Yeah, a lot to do.
I let my guard down, but you get so dramatic. I can't mess up, you won't forget it like it's photographic. And if we fall out, I'm not sure if I'll manage. I think I'm codependent, won't tell you that's oversharing. I wish I could tell you why I'm mad, but I don't want you finding more red flags. And I know I can't open up my bed. I can't write a love song, and when I try it feels wrong. Fill my lungs so I can feel a thing. Haven't slept in days, my eyes peeled open from adrenaline. I wish I could be your sedative. How could I repair us? I can't put together sentences. I'll try to fix things by myself, by emulating someone else. I can't admit when I need help, but I will when it's over. I'll be waiting by the edge of what I was built on.
On my way to class now. It's been a long day.
Why even try to waste my time? Still don't understand my mind. How could I be in your life if I can't control my
Basically, I feel like that lecture was a waste of time, but whatever. I'm just gonna have to like look at the lecture slides myself and stuff, because I swear we don't go through the lecture slides in that class. And it just feels like we go on big tangents and nothing seems to end up making sense. And I feel like there's a lot of assumed knowledge that I don't have, which making it really difficult. Yeah, so on to tomorrow. Alright, just arrived on campus. Pretty much got an hour and a half until my 283 lab. So I'm gonna just look through the lecture notes and stuff like that, maybe go through the lab, because that lecture yesterday was nothing to me, really. So I'm gonna try and take some notes on the lecture slides, and yeah, hopefully that'll actually help me understand something. The lecture yesterday did give me like one idea though on the coin change program I was working on. So I was kind of treating it as like one whole thing, and like I have all my functions in one folder or in one file, and then all my other, like my main in its own thing, which yeah, fine. But one thing I already knew of is that I probably should separate the functions a bit more into more files. And I think I got a better understanding on how I can kind of do that as such, because the way that they showed kind of, I wasn't too sure if I was able to do, because I thought it created like bad dependencies. Well, it creates dependencies, and I wasn't sure if they were good or not. I thought they were bad. But also with my like name chain or name search function, I realized I'm basically creating the menu in there when the menu itself is kind of more like a client thing. So I should be putting on two hats, kind of like a back end and a front end sort of thing. So the front end will have the menu and how the data is printed and stuff like that to the screen, whereas the name search function itself should just look for a matching name and return that name. So yeah, I think I need to redo that. I probably won't, but it is something to think about, I guess. Trying to find what I'm actually supposed to, like, what's actually supposed to be the lecture, and underneath the first two topics in the topic materials, it's got a topic for every week, right? 11 topics, pretty much. For the first two topics, there's 6 PowerPoints all marked as lectures. It's like, and yesterday was supposed to be lecture 2. So I've gone to, like, topic 2. There's, like, lecture 4, 5, and 6, which is none of the lecture slides that we looked at yesterday. And the lecture slides we did look at, we only looked at, like, 5 in the entire PowerPoint. And then I've gone back to topic 1, looked at lecture 2, and it's the slides that we were looking at yesterday. Like, it's an absolute mess. I don't understand. Like, what is supposed to be lecture 1? What's supposed to be lecture 2? Like, is lecture 2 supposed to be topic 2, or is it supposed to be lecture 2? Oh, man. This is going to be a lot of work. So I think now that I'm going through the slides myself, some things start making more sense, like why they were brought up. But yeah, I still need to take some time to actually learn stuff like that, because I've only been doing one slide, or one PowerPoint. I haven't even finished it. So yeah, I need to go through, make notes for all those PowerPoints, and then hopefully I'll be able to understand better and not feel so overwhelmed and stuff. So yeah. Alright, so I'm done with my classes for today. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna head home. Well, I'm on my way to my car, but I'm gonna head home and just study there. What we were doing, pretty much just getting familiar with the software we're going to be using and understanding what certain things are doing in a piece of C++ code that we were given. And then yeah, just using that to understand the software that we'll be using. Back on campus today, got 2 units. I got ICT 201 this morning, that's the project management one, and then I've got ICT 289 this afternoon, which is computer graphics. I am hella stressed, I will be honest. I feel so behind, mainly because of 283, which is making me put off work for other units, which is not good, especially because I've already got an assignment for 201, and it's a very chunky one. But I just can't stop thinking about it and trying to get it right. I thought I'd finished the thing last night, but then I'm thinking, maybe I could split it up into a couple more files. I'm not saying it's going to be great, but I can do that. And then I have to go back and do it in an OOP design as well, which is, for those of you who don't know, object-oriented programming. I'm not going to try and explain it right now. So I have to redo the whole thing again in a different design style. And I have no idea where to start. I mean, I have a rough idea, but I've also got to learn C++ to do it, which is what we're going to be using in the unit. So I have a lot of work to do and very little time, but class starts in half an hour, so I might see what I can try and get done in half an hour. I don't know if I'll bring out my whole laptop. I've got GitHub on my phone, so I can kind of just browse through my code on there, just see what I can move, and then just kind of take notes on what I will move, what I won't, and try and draw out a design for my OOP version as well. So yeah, a lot to do. Let's go. Pretty much spent the last 2 hours straight since finishing class just trying to do that 283 stuff. Man, I'm getting so overwhelmed. I can't do this. I just can't. Alright, back on campus today. I only got 1 class, and that's not till 2:30. It is currently 11:45. I'm wearing my Perth Glory shirt because they have a game tonight and I've got tickets, so can't wait for that. I'm gonna start by having lunch because I'm really hungry, and then I'm probably just gonna be working on the lab from 289, which is the computer graphics class, because that is the class that I have today. And because it's an assessed one, and I think it'll be assessed today. Yeah, I'm having trouble allocating memory to a pointer that is defined, well, yeah, a member of a struct. So I have a pointer that's a member of a struct, and I'm trying to allocate the memory in a read function that I'm trying to write. I'm having trouble with that. I've Googled it, I've seen different answers, I've tried them all, and nothing's working, so I don't know what to do. I might need to rethink my entire solution, and I'm thinking I do want to have a chat with you guys at some point. Some things that I'm considering, so, you know, I want to be upfront, honest, straight out there, so, yeah, we'll get to that later as well.
Said tomorrow was promised, but you're nowhere in sight. So now I'm waiting on you, freezing in the dead of night. Out here can't last much longer. No answers, where's the closure?
Okay, class done. Actually went pretty well. Yeah, not bad.
I push closer, I feel like I might burn until it's gone, gone, gone. Love feels so right till it don't, till it don't. Nothing up on memories. Always had access
Alright, so it's actually Monday the following week, but I never really finished the other video. So what I wanted to talk about was, I'm thinking about dropping the data structures unit. Not because I don't want to do it, because obviously I kind of have to, but it's because it's actually a really tough unit, in terms of how much work there is to do, and doing it alongside other units, at least the ones that I've got. I've been finding it really tough. Like, I haven't even been able to finish that lab thing that I had to do, where I was doing that change calculator. Like, I've basically just finished that C one, and I haven't even done the documentation for it. And then the C++ one was just doing my head in. I think it's because my balance between work and study wasn't that good for my first year units. So I don't feel like I've really retained the required knowledge. So I feel like it's going to be best for me to drop down to 2 units and maybe even just do 2 units for the rest of my degree, which means I'll be here for another 1.5 years on top of next year. But it's kind of just what I have to do. The reason I'm telling you guys is because I want this to be like a really realistic look into what it's like being a uni student, especially someone like me who struggles, I guess, to learn or retain knowledge or understand concepts, just so people don't feel like, you know, they're not as smart because they, you know, are struggling with it. Like, I guess I've never really seen anyone, or I don't know of anyone who is going through a similar thing. So I feel like I want to be that person for someone else to show that, I guess, it's not the end of the world. It doesn't matter how long it takes. If it's something you struggle with, then it's okay to take more time. Because the most important thing at the end of the day is, you know, learning and getting that degree, I guess. So, yeah, so pretty much that's just what I wanted to talk about. I haven't dropped the unit yet. I'll probably be doing it within the next couple days, probably. So, I mean, I still have classes for it today. But I can't actually access this week's content because I didn't finish that lab thing or submit it. Yeah, but I just think it's going to be what's best. So yes, it means another 1.5 years of study, which means I won't, instead of graduating 2024, it'll probably be like beginning of 2026. I can still get that down if I decide to increase to 3 or 4 units some semesters, but at this rate, I just think it's going to be best. So, yeah. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'm literally about to start filming the next one. So yeah, just remember, follow me on Instagram at RealHungryHuman, follow me on Twitch at RealHungryHuman. Don't forget to subscribe, join my Discord, links in the description, should be. And yeah, just remember, be hungry, stay human.